Adama says hi, and he says, do feel our love that is constantly streaming to you. Connect with the love of Adama. Connect with beings of light and their love. The more we can connect to their unconditional love for us, the more we can understand the love for ourselves, because they're divine mirrors. And so if we have a future version of ourselves in a higher place of love, they're a guide, and they're guiding us in loving ourselves to the highest. Look at your Bible and take what resonates, and what doesn't seem to resonate, leave it behind. That is how we should take in all life, seeing what resonates for ourselves, asking questions, and continue to look at the focal point of love and what is important. And if you do feel called to go into that area in between, which meshes both of politics and love, then do that. Some people are called to be the mediums, the middleman that helps see both sides. Some people are called to talk about the dark, and some people are called to talk about the light. So certain people are drawn to an energy not based on higher or lower. There's no scale here. I'm talking about, so some people are called to be a medium in between two sides, to talk about how we can mesh black and white. And some people are called toward the dark, toward areas of darkness and, the reasoning of it. There's no scale, okay? I'm talking about knowledge and experience. Some people have been through lifetimes of darkness, that they can have the experience and knowledge to talk about it. And some people come from the angelic realms and from such high places that they have to speak on that, like I am doing. And some people are the middleman that have done that for such a long time now, that whenever it comes to our mission and our solution, and there being conflict, this is where they can step into, because this is the area of the energy that they know. And so, yes, certain people are called to the light, the dark, and the meshing of the middle, for example, with politics and how to create a better world for harmony. And it is your job to distinguish where you fall, because this will help your community around you. This will help yourself. First, get clear on where you think you lie on talking about subjects of the dark, on talking about focusing on the light, on talking about how the two mesh together, because there will always be lightness and darkness. It is just that it is changing now in a way that light will be the only thing that will cease to exist, because we're entering our golden age. All of these energies are important on talking about, and the most important, actually, right now, is talking about the light. Because through that, through talking about how limitless we are, how we can expand into a healthier, lighter body, and all the gifts that come with that, we will start to recognize what is not light. You know what I mean? It's like your reality is filled with light so much that you don't even have fear, you don't even have doubt in your reality. So you just consider it not light because you're just so full of light in your realm. So this is what we do online, is when you tap into other people's energy, it's like bubbles of light. And so you're connecting with my bubble of light, or you're connecting with my bubble, and then I'm connecting with yours if you are intervening or asking a question. And so the focus is the new earth, because we're going in a very, very high frequency place, because we're healing. And then after we heal, we arrive to peace. And then once we arrived at peace, it anchors in harder, it anchors in stronger, so that we can adopt more high vibrations. Because if we have some trauma in our bodies while we're trying to adopt high vibrations, we can still adopt these new modalities, these new experiences, these new profound insights of higher vibrations. But it won't anchor in as they would like it for us to be anchored in, if we don't go through the healing process, because they know that this is what we came here to do. We all came here to do this because the past generations couldn't, because they didn't have the resources. We now have the resources, so we have so many modalities of healing. It's like there's no other option but to heal and ascend. Do you see? Most of our superpowers come from our power in the way we view the world and our perspective, and the power that we have over our minds. So this is where we should start, is what he says is, yes, we can do all the crazy things. We can do all the great things like meditation and doing these plant medicine retreats and meditating all day. But it really begins with our human and our own thoughts that we think, our beliefs that we have about death, our beliefs that we have about us, ourselves, and others, that seem to be the battle that we face every day. So it's our mind that we need to have control over. Yeah, our mind. Because it's, and I guess we can return to the beauty of the mind if we're having a hard time trying, because it's not something like you're trying to do. Like if we're trying to do anything, if we keep trying to survive, if we know we have to do all these things, and it's the feeling behind it is doesn't feel good, then we can return to the surrender and the trust that everything is going to be provided in the right time for God. It might not be a comfortable place to constantly visit that, or to kind of go in that direction, but they're asking us to go in that direction, because this is the natural place to be, is in full trust and faith and knowing that everything is going to be provided for us, because that is real. Just like we hear your prayers, you hear ours. That's what Adama is saying, that the prayers that we have about everything that we need and want, of just freedom and peace and harmony. Okay, yeah. Adama is saying that every prayer that we have, they hear. And every prayer that they have, we, on some energetic level, on this inner network of hearts that we are, we hear theirs on a subconscious level, on a energetic level that we can't, that we're now comprehending, is that we can have telepathic communication. We can connect to other beings across the world without, phones, without direct communication, just by our energy and our thought and our feeling. That we're also hearing their prayers as well, because they have the same prayers that we do. So we're all just working with each other. It's funny, we're just, our hopes and our dreams and our prayers are working with each other, because we have other beings that have the same prayers and dreams and hopes, and then we have the surface of humanity, which has the same prayers, dreams, and hopes. And so when the surface of humanity gets conscious that the inner earth beings have this same want and solution, it will click. It will click, because we now know that we all want something. We all know that we have other family living amongst us that just wish us well, wish us so well, love us unconditionally. Because Adama has been so aware, everyone in the inner earth cities have been so aware that we need help. And so once we realize that we have the help, it's gonna click. Do you see what I mean? He wants us to know that as the coexisting is still happening on the face of the earth, on the surface of the earth, the duality that we still see and experience, the matrix that we still see and experience, the focus should be the new earth, is what he's saying. Because, right, he's saying, yeah, they do want to talk about all the chaos happening. And so, yeah, he wants us to focus on the new exciting things, and the new, discoveries which we're coming across, which are old, but, are going to be new for us, because we're realizing more of who we are. So he wants us to keep our focus there. And I talked about this in another video, that we have to focus on the magic. But it's so important. It's so important, because this is where we're going to head. This is where we're heading. And so, yes, we can return to the knowledge of the dark, but most of the focus should be on the light, and, the continuous creation that is expanding in our lives, in our everyday lives. Because you can feel it. I know you can feel it. That's the reason why you're attracted to me. You're attracted to this video. There's so many beings that you just resonate with, because they have certain flavors of light that they're streaming through them. And we all know the light, because we're all from source. So it's just so fun to see people play with their light, because we're all playing with light. We're all holding vast amount of light in our vessels. And we continue, okay. We all hold vast amount of light in our vessels. And we the suffering in our body. That's how the Matrix has grabbed a hold of us. And so we have to notice when that does happen so that we can return to the present moment, to the good feelings. I'm not saying to kind of completely ignore the bad feelings, because we need to feel those, but we can't let them, bring us down. And the ascension doesn't have to be something profoundly big that you have to do. It could just be smiling at a stranger, because your light is what is real. That is what he wants us to focus on, is just the simplicity, the exchange of energy that you can give to someone. That is helping the ascension of the earth. You helping yourself is helping the ascension of the earth. We're becoming more telepathic. We're becoming more stronger in our hearts. Our cells, our DNA is upgrading constantly. And so it's just now coming online for us to comprehend that, because it's happening whether we like it or not. But it's now going to come online once we comprehend that it is happening, once we believe that it is happening, because then it's like a coherence takes place in our bodies. So that same coherence that happens in our bodies is the same coherence that we're having with these beings that are amongst us, that are advanced, that have the same prayers as us. Once we know that they have the same prayers as us, there's a coherence that happens on the earth. We know of them, they know of us, because before they just had known of us and we didn't know of them. So you see, now we're knowing of them and our prayers are aligned. And that's going to just propel us into the new earth like never before. He wants us to follow the impulse of our hearts right now and see past the cliche of follow your heart and actually start to investigate what that means for you. Yeah, that is all I have. That is all I have. Adama wishes us well. And he's so proud of us because we are on our way and we're doing so good. And I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my day, and I hope you do too. Okay, thank you. Take care.